while back, I'd been cross-referencing a story that goes across several Gospels. And right after I'd kind of been doing some of that on the computer a little bit and kind of piecing together a bigger picture of the story, there was a movie on. Connie had gone to bed, and there was a movie on, and it was an old movie. Some of you have probably seen it. It's Coach Carter. And there's a part in the movie where he had been asking the kids a question. What is your deepest fear? And he had resigned from his job, and he was getting ready to leave the job, and he goes into the gym, and all the kids are doing what he asked them to do. They weren't playing. They were getting caught up on their academics. And he gets ready to leave, and one of the kids who'd been through a lot of difficulties that he'd kind of kept him, stands up and gives a monologue. I just want to do the first 4 sentences of that monologue because you need to hear it. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our dark, that frightens us. Your playing small does not serve the world. The story I was cross-referencing through the Gospels, and there's a reason I just read those 4 sentences. The story I was cross-referencing in the Gospels led me to a question: what if I were empowered? What if I were empowered? So the story goes something like this. Jesus is teaching out on a hillside. The kids are running around, playing cup football off to the side, just like you do when you go to the stadium. And everybody says, I'm hungry. Jesus goes, well, what do you got to eat? And the treasurer says, we don't have that much money. And he says, well, what do we have? And they bring to him some loaves and fishes. And he breaks them and gives them, and then they collect all the stuff, and everybody ate their fill. And then they disbanded. And the disciples, if you'll remember, went across on the boat, and everything went haywire out on the sea. And Jesus comes walking to the boat. And the next day, they come hunting Jesus. And they know he didn't get in the boat with the disciples. He's on the other side. And they're like, they finally chase him down and go, so where you been? What are you doing? How'd you get over here? And they're asking us questions, and he gives an incredible answer. And the answer, he says, you don't care about the signs I gave, who I am. You care that your bellies are full. I gave you food and you're full, and that's all you care about. And then comes the question. John 6:28. And then they asked him, what must we do to do the work God requires? That's the question still today. What do we do? Jesus answered that question. He says it starts with faith in Jesus. He said, you don't do anything if you don't believe in me and in him who sent me. So let's answer that question. The real question: what tools will God give us to do his work? Because isn't that the question most people ask? They say, I can't. I don't know how. What can we even do? I mean, what will God let us do? I promise he will not inspire any of you with the spirit of slap to go knock it out of somebody. And I trust that you've all felt that way. Maybe I'm the only one. But what will God allow us to do? It's a great question. It's a question that requires a lot of thought, because it's the question that all of us really want to know. If I walk into a room, and it's full of sinners, what can I do? The answers are going to probably surprise you a little bit. We're going to get to another story in Luke 10. Now, the story has a couple of things to us. Most of us, the minute I say the title of it, you're going to go, oh yeah, but I want you to think through it. It's the story of Jesus sends out the 72. I want you to remember something. Jesus only had 12 disciples. He's not even near his last year of ministry, and already he has increased his ministerial staff by 6 times. These are people who took time away from work, away from feeding their families. Remember, there was no 2 weeks vacation paid. They took time to go out and preach the gospel. And Jesus gathers them all together and he gives some instructions. Now, I want you to see these instructions. The first tool he says, I'm going to give you the tool to gain workers for the kingdom. He told them the harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. Ask the Lord of the harvest, therefore, to send out workers into his harvest field. He said, not only do you 72 need to go out, but you need to enjoin and empower others to go out. Do you realize each one of us are the ones they're talking about? We're the ones that are supposed to be the sent out workers. The ones who go into the cafe and tell the waitress, hey, we're having a minister on Sunday special. They're going to sing. Come on down. We're the ones who are supposed to be in Lowry's having coffee at 9 o'clock in the morning and saying, hey, guys, you wouldn't believe what's going on in our church. We're to go out and we're in the harvest field. You may not realize it, but you're in the harvest field. You're the worker that's been sent out. So the first tool he gave them, he said, go get workers for the kingdom. The second tool he gave them, and this is unbelievably powerful, bring peace to people. So in verse 5 and 6, he said, when you enter a house, first say, peace to this house. If someone who promotes peace is there, your peace will rest on them. If it is not, it'll return to you. We have an anxiety-ridden world who would like nothing more than your peace to go into their house and rest on them. I'm not saying don't go start staying at all your neighbors' houses for the night. But folks, we can give peace. It's a tool God gave us. And I think sometimes people overlook that. Do you realize that's the first fruit? Peace, love, joy, right? It's the first one he lists. The last thing Jesus tells them in the John, when he's having this big, long direction seminar, get out your tablets, write the following down. And he does that. He says, in this world you will have trouble. Things are not going to go the way you want it. But I have overcome the world. And the very next thing he says, my peace I give to you. My peace will be with you. It is a tool that you have at your disposal if you tap into it to give to other people. If they're